Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's video. I'm Eve, spiritual intuitive guide and coach, bringing you videos to support your soul's journey here on earth and your spiritual wellness. In today's video, I will be bringing you wisdom around letting go through the tarot. This week's tarot deck is the Darkness of Light. That is the outside of it. It is one of the first decks that I purchased in the beginning of my tarot reading career. And it's been a very wonderful deck for me. I love this deck because it is not only beautiful, but it has this, contrast between positive and negative, darkness and light, hence the name Darkness of Light. So there's always light in the darkness, and there's always darkness in the light. So, with that being said, today's video is inspired by a few things that are happening in this moment. So one of the first things that is happening is that we are still in the beginning of 2023. So during this time of year, in the winter, when we're kind of moving closer to spring, people start to declutter their homes, throw trash out, get rid of the old to make space for the new. People are, all into their New Year's resolutions, trying to let go of bad habits and old things from the previous year, which is all a great idea. It's very good to do these things. Today, I'm going to be talking about things that are a little bit bigger. Some of those major things that happen in life that it's just really painfully obvious that it's time for us to let go. But unfortunately, we're struggling to do that. So with the tarot, the first card that I want to pull out, and I am looking at the cards, this isn't, I'm not pulling them from the deck. There are specific cards in the tarot that talk to us about change, letting go, transformation, etc. And so this is something that we can not only apply to the beginning of the year or when we're decluttering our home, but it's a good idea to review our lives, the things in our home and in our life, in the bigger picture, some big things as well as small things, on a regular basis, so that we can see what's draining our resources, our mental, emotional, physical, psychic, energetic resources. Sometimes we have things hanging around in our life that just unconsciously are just siphoning our energy. It could be a stack of old books in a closet that you never look in. So these things are taking up space in your home and in your life and drawing energy from you. It could be something bigger, something like a job that you might be holding on to far too long, and it is seriously draining your soul's energy. So let's look at some cards here. So the first card that I'm going to pull out, it's probably an obvious one to any of you who are familiar with the tarot. This is an Italian deck, so everything is written in Italian. So this is La Morte, the death card. Now when people get this card in a reading, they get kind of freaked out, especially if they're not familiar with tarot. But if they are, they're pretty clear on what the meaning of this card is. But this card is not about literal dying, but it's about something that is no longer viable in your life. Now the small things, this stack of papers that I need to go through, I need to get it out because it's taking up space, it's taking up my energy. So those things are obvious and they're probably easier to let go of, hopefully. But I'm talking about really big, major things that are no longer viable, but we're holding on to for some reason. Starting this year, this new year, it's really a good time. The energy is really, really good to let go of things that are just draining you, emptying you, no longer serving you, have no function or purpose in your life. And it doesn't even have to be that detrimental sounding, but sometimes these things are just keeping you stuck and stagnant. So it's tying up your resources and not allowing you to give those resources, free up those resources for something else. So the death card is about transformation. It's about change. It's also about action. So the best way I like to describe this card to clients when it comes up in a reading is, imagine you have a dead rat in your house. Let's just say it got in there somehow and the rat is dead. So the healthy thing, the ideal thing, the obvious thing to do is to get the rat out of the house, dispose of it properly, immediately. It is not viable. You wouldn't want a viable rat in your house, but it's not viable. It's just going to start stinking up the place. It's going to start decaying. It's going to start really having an impact on your home and your life, leaving a dead rat in your house. If you don't like that example, which I really don't either, let's say a dead plant. Let's say you got this beautiful Norfolk Island pine for the holidays as for your Christmas tree. And through the different, I guess the temperature in the home, the heat in the home, and maybe just not taking care of it properly, the plant dies. Now we're into February. It's been rigid and just brown and prickly, and all the little pines, the needles are falling off. But it's still in your house. It's taking up space. It's starting to smell. It looks bad. The smart thing to do, get rid of it as soon as possible. Dispose of it properly. Remove it. Clear that space out. Maybe even save the pot it came in to replace it with something that is viable. Something with life. What is going on in your life right now that is not viable? It has no energy. It has no spark. It has no life. It's dead. Now, sometimes it's hard to be very clear on what that is. Some of us, we have a little bit of a sense of what it is, and some of us know absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, what is absolutely no longer viable. The only way for something new to take its place is by letting go of what is no longer viable. That's the hard part, and that's where a lot of us have conflict. Sometimes it's easier to hold on to something than to go through the pain of letting it go. I understand that. I've been there. I've recently had to let something go in my life that was a significant part of my work. But it just came time, it was obvious to let it go. I hung on to it probably a lot longer than I should have, and I knew some time ago that the time was coming. I felt it. But I kept holding on in hopes that maybe it will become viable. And time kept on passing, and my resources kept on being drained. Nothing was coming out of this aspect of my work. It was time to let it go. So after much deliberation and a lot of going back and forth, weighing the options, going round and round in my head, just causing myself a lot of angst, I had to finally come to the decision to let it go. And this is very, very recent. So it was in my best interest to let it go now before it got worse, before it drained more of my resources. I had to. I know it's not easy. I know. But here's where another card is going to show up, and this is La Torre, the Tower. Now, this is another one of those cards when people get this in a reading, they're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? This has, I guess, a bad rap. Both the Death card and the Tower card have a bad rap, but I don't read them as anything bad. I think they're just messages that are letting you know that it's time to let something go. Because if you don't, then the Tower is going to make something happen to force your hand. The Tower is telling you this is your opportunity to make a conscious choice and to make a decision on your terms rather than waiting for life to happen to you. So this may not be something like a major, major tragedy, but it's going to be something stirring enough in your life to knock you off your balance so that you can wake up, so you can finally make that decision. So why wait? So that's the beauty of this card. It's telling you, hey, you have a choice. You can either do it on your terms or on something else's terms, someone else's terms. The next card that I feel is a very powerful card. These are beautiful cards, by the way. Let me show you La Morte again, the death card. I believe this card actually won some awards for its artwork. That's La Morte. And then La Torre is the tower. And then Il Diavolo, the devil. It's the next card. Now, these are not happy, sunshiny cards. No, but they're communicating with you something. So for me, Il Diavolo, or the devil, is about illusions. It's about illusions. It's about how we are making things out to be when it's really not the case. So in my last video, I did talk about recruiting someone who is of sound mind to help you work through making a tough decision. So the video, it was about making tough decisions. And so one of the things we may need is someone of sound mind. So if we are of the illusion, like let's say we're in a relationship and we've been in the relationship for quite a while, and it's been painfully clear that there's no viability in this relationship. It's just not going anywhere. It's very stagnant. There's no life in it. There's no spark, and everything you've tried has fallen flat. You're well aware it's time to get out, but you just can't seem to pull yourself away because you have this false belief that maybe some miracle will happen and things will get better. The devil is telling you that's an illusion. In some cases, you know, serious work on a relationship can turn things around, but some of us truly know that we're at a point when it's time to see things for what they really are. And sometimes we need help from somebody who is outside of the situation, who does have our best interest at heart, to help us see things as they really are, the facts, and to not color it with emotion. So the devil is very an important card to remind us to see the facts and not be seduced by an illusion. So what are you hanging on to? What do you need to let go of? What do you know is no longer working? And why are you feeling so challenged to hang on? Who can you call upon to support you to see things for what they really are, and to help you finally make that decision to let go? The feeling of letting go of something that you've been holding on to that hasn't been viable for some time, it's an unusual feeling. Sometimes you can feel completely set free, lighter, and completely illuminated with joy. Sometimes you go through a grieving period, and sometimes you may feel a little bit discombobulated and in shock because you're just not like, what do I do now? But that's okay. Whatever you feel after you let go of something is perfectly normal for you. Just let yourself go through those experiences, feel those feelings, talk about it, write about it, and plan for what's next for you. What's in your best interest? What decisions can you make that can serve you the most and that are healthiest for you? What's next for me? I don't know. I've got all this energy, all these free resources now that are available to me that I didn't have before. So I get to play around with that and see what's next for me. Maybe I'll bring you more videos. Maybe I'll start another channel. I don't know. Who knows? But now I have the resources to do that. So I want to take a minute just to take you through a very brief hypnosis. So everyone, just close your eyes, get comfortable. This won't take very long. And let's take just a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Just let your body relax. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale again. Exhale from the mouth. Just let go, keeping your eyes closed. And I just want you to feel yourself moving away from the crown of your head, just moving down gently, drifting down gently past your face, and continuing to move down, gently moving down past your chest and your stomach, all the way down just below your belly button. I want you to place your hands right on top of each other, touching your belly button, your palms touching the belly button, just beneath your belly button. And just breathe right down into this space. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to click my fingers, and when I click my fingers, an answer will pop up. Whatever pops up, just let it be what it is. So my first question to you, what is most important for you at this time to let go of? And just let the answer pop into your head without censorship. And with that knowledge of what you need to let go of, I want to remind you of how strong you really are, how decisive you are, how powerful you are within yourself to know what is best for you, and to trust that your decision making and your actions and choices are what is in your best interest, because you trust yourself. You're an intelligent person. You know what is right for you. You know what you need to do. You know what area in your life will be most impacted by letting this thing go, whether it's a person, a habit, a commitment, a job. Doesn't matter what it is, but you know exactly what it is that you must let go, and it is easy for you to do so. As you let this thing go, it frees you. It frees all of your resources. It brings you energy, excitement, sunshine, and hope and excitement for your life. It frees you up so much you can't wait to get out there and to start anew in whatever area of your life that this is affecting. Take a deep breath in and know that this is your truth. Exhale as you release any doubt, any fear, any worry, any concern. Inhale again, knowing that you are making the right decision and you are doing the best thing for you. And exhaling, knowing you are free from this burden. So go ahead and gently breathe in and out of your nose as you bring your energy back up from your lower belly, up past your torso, up past your chest, up past your face, and back up into the crown of your head, and gently flutter your eyes open. Take a moment to situate yourself in your surroundings. Tap on your body if you feel any need to get grounded a little bit more. Drink some water if necessary. And just have faith and trust in yourself to know what is best for you and know what it is that you need to do. Thank you so much for being with me for this wisdom through the tarot. I hope that it helps you, and I hope that you have the strength to do what you know what is best. If you would like a session with me, you can contact me at the phone number and email below. You can also find out more about me at my website, spiritualintuitive.guide, where you can book a session for me. I offer virtual and in-person sessions, groups, and individuals. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I can't wait to see you again. Be well.